Post-race Qatar 2024. It is F1 Shakedown. Wayne Williams hanging out with Bart Murphy. And Bart, what a race! What a race, man! I'm excited to talk about this one for all kinds of reasons. But first of all, man, it seems like everybody really loved this track. Like, I've never seen so many drivers talk about how much fun they had driving this track, man. So, kudos to Qatar on putting together an amazing track for the drivers. They thoroughly enjoyed it, and they talked about it too. Multiple drivers were just saying how much they love it. And man, talk about somebody who loved that track. Max Verstappen, wow, I didn't see that coming.
No.
Everybody was talking about what a master class in driving that Max put on for this 2024 Qatar race. And here comes a corny joke. That was a Maxter class. Sorry about that. I apologize.
That's okay. It's okay. You get one.
I get one?
Yeah, you
All
get
right. All right, that's it. All right, you owe me one now, though.
Okay.
All right, so top five, but let's talk about Gasly too, right?
Yeah, Gasly.
Back into sixth, yeah. Talking about some $30 million for getting some points.
Yeah. Can I just, speaking of Gasly, can I just bring this up? I'll just show you this. Because a lot of people say, well, Gasly had the update for the race and Ocon didn't. What difference does it make? Well, this is a preview of the 2025 car. This is the front of Gasly's car and Ocon's car for the race. So Ocon had the old front wing. Gasly has the new one. And you can see the new one is really different. It sits up on the second level, and then there's titanium supports for the bottoms to reduce flexing. So that's what the Alpine's going to look like, Gasly's version for 2025. And it's a huge difference, These drivers, including Lewis, who's departing Mercedes, doesn't have the same equipment that George has. George has next year's car, pieces of it. Lewis doesn't, and I'm not making excuses for him, but everybody asks, well, what's the difference? I'd say about a tenth, maybe 2/10 a lap, which is, a lot.
Which is what's showing up, yeah.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell he's frustrated. We'll get to that. I've never seen him look so and sound so depressed. In a long time anyways, but anyways. So top five, Gasly, Russell, Piastri, Leclerc, and then of course Verstappen taking it home. And I got nothing, man. This guy is one of the greatest, that's for sure, man, just in terms of what he can do with a car. And how that, transformation of the team, from, hot off the top, first 5 races, they were on point again, and then they just lost it mid-season. And then, wow, they just turned it around. And, kudos.
Yeah.
Great race again for Max, right?
Don't piss them off.
No.
Because you see what happens when you light the fire. What George did with. And again, here we go back to the inconsistencies with the FIA and their penalties. Where did the one grid place come from? That was really weird.
And then you hear all kinds of different stories. Some people say, yeah, it's directly from the rule book, and then other pundits and commentators are like, yeah, there's no consistency at all. So it's just all over the road right now. Like you'd love to see the rule books and just figure out how much leeway they actually have when the race director actually, calls these penalties and adjudicates and makes the call right on what what the penalty should actually be. So who knows? We'll talk about that as well too. Joe Granu, driver of the day.
Wasn't that great to see?
Wow, that was amazing.
That was so great.
Yeah.
So great. The guy goes without points the whole season, and Bottas was close too. He was 11th. Yeah. But it was great to see him win driver.
Second to last race, pulls one in the clutch for sure, right? Shout out to Joe Granu. And so in the points, best results since what? I think like Montreal 2022 for the team. So Yeah, a couple of years, right?
Long time.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit before the race, and George inherited the pole after Verstappen's penalty, as you talked about, and then we went from there. So let's talk about the race. Go through it real quick. Some of the highlights. So of course, safety car lap 2, and I'm going to be saying safety car quite a bit during this, right? Stroll, Albon, and Colapinto, Hulkenberg got into that mess, right? At Colapinto, I got to say, you know what? I was looking at it at first and going, "Oh no, not another Williams craziness." Colapinto, I don't know. This kid could be a little too young and not as experienced, but that one definitely wasn't his fault at all. He just got punted, right? But again, just Lady Luck, it definitely is not with Williams this year, that's for sure.
And that hurt Colapinto as much as it wasn't his fault. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden everybody's gone cold on him, unfortunately. So the news is that Red Bull's not interested in his services.
Yeah, I could see that because everything else, he was his fault. So.
Hey, maybe in a couple of years, give him some time.
Yeah,
give the kid some time. He's got a lot of pressure. He's got a whole country of pressure on his shoulders. Just give him a couple of years and see what he can do.
Exactly.
2026 in the new car.
I think that they're pushing these kids too quickly.
Yes.
There's young, fresh, quick, and eager, but I think they're getting a little. They need more experience, especially at that level, man. Like let's not get carried away here, right? There's a lot of weight to carry when it comes to experience, knowledge, just maturity, and all of that. So let's not get too crazy with the young kids coming in there. So anyways, I mean, we see that a lot too. I mean, when Verstappen first came into the league, my Lord, that guy was nuts. Like, he was fast, but he was crashing all the time and just cutting people off and punting.
Well, so was this guy.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy was too. And all we're saying is give Yuki a chance. That's all we're saying. Red Bull.
All that we're saying. I'm not going to do it.
Hey, well, you could.
I kind of did it, but anyway.
You can sing the Lennon.
Talk about maturity. I mean, he has changed so much over the last few years, and he figured it out, and he realized that, man, what a hothead, and just how short he was with everybody, and just needed to chill. And he's definitely come around. His personality, his demeanor, just the way he reacts to things in the car. Just, man, he's matured quite a bit, and good on him for figuring that out and doing taking that woosah because he was crazy, man.
Yeah, but he's got the experience now, and he's ready. Yeah. And I think we're not the only ones that are hoping for him to move up into Perez's. Apparently, the rumor is Perez is done after this season officially.
Well, we'll see.
So,
yeah, we'll see. Christian Horner was still talking about, well, it's his decision, and I'm like, man, does that not sound like Red Bull?
Yeah,
that money is there, boy, I'll tell you. But at some point, you got to say, wow.
How much do you think it would cost for them to buy out his contract, Wayne? Do you think there's a clause in there that they'd have to pay him the full season? They'd have to pay him the.
I don't know what the numbers are, but I would imagine there would be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a money. It's a money thing too, right?
Would you buy him out?
Yeah, because you'll get it back in the long run. In terms of just scoring points throughout the season and sponsorship money, and when it's not like he's a couple of places behind his teammate or a tenth or two behind. We're talking like second.
Yeah.
Or two sometimes, and can't stay on the track half the other time. And it's insane.
Well, there's a lot of if you relate back to baseball, they'll trade away players and eat half the salary. There's been players traded where the team that's trading them is eating $10 to $15 million in salary. So I'm with you. I'd eat the money, say, okay, we made a mistake, and let's move on and give Yuki or somebody else a try.
Yeah, they didn't really make. Well, they made a mistake. They're making a mistake now. I don't know if they made one when they first joined the team because he was okay, right?
Yeah, he
You
was.
know, yeah, he was a great teammate for for Verstappen. But
Yeah.
now I don't know what's going on. But anyways, all right, lap 5. Let's get there. After the restart, Hamilton gains a spot on Alonso, and then it's just downhill from there. But anyway, Tsunoda goes out with Magnussen. Aston Martin retires. Stroll's car. Lap 8. I don't even remember what happened to the car. I don't even remember.
The wheels came off.
The wheels came off. Yeah, that's a bit. Yeah.
Okay, we're even.
So wait a minute. No, he did he serve a penalty and then go back out? Who was that? Somebody served a penalty. No, they wanted to retire the car, and then they were supposed to serve the penalty. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah. There was so much that happened.
There was so much that went on. Yeah. Norris fastest lap 18. At that point, he was like 1.8 seconds behind Verstappen. Russell Pitts lap 24. Hard compound tires.
Which he was upset about, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
He wanted mediums, which was the right choice. Medium tires. I don't know why they put hards on.
Right. Cost him it was a 7-second stop too, and it cost them 2 places on that one.
Yeah, it
right?
was painful.
Yeah, it was. They had the right rear got kind of messed up, so that was just a mess all around, right?
Yeah.
Lap 30. I guess another highlight there with the wing falling off of Albon's Williams.
Oh yeah, the mirror.
Sorry, the mirror. Sorry, the mirror falling off of Albon. Yeah. And,
we actually have. Speaking of that, Wayne, we actually have. So there's the mirror.
There's the mirror.
Yeah, and we actually have an exclusive view inside the FIA Stewards room.
Beauty.
So that's what they were. That was their view of the mirror.
So yeah, and I tend to agree on that one. How much money these individuals make, and it takes 4 laps of a piece of a car, a mirror, with glass and carbon fiber and whatever else is included in that, to stay on the track before 2 drivers lose their tires, right? And then, I guess we should bring a safety car out.
And they'll bring the safety car out if there's a car off to the side, a mile away from the track. They bring the safety car out. Like, what are you guys doing? It's crazy.
That was a bonehead move for sure, man.
Yeah.
But to counter that, though, I was here I think it was Jensen Button in the post race was talking about the fact that it's a tough call because the cars were so spread out, and you don't want to just bunch everybody up for something that's on the track. And I'm like, what? I didn't quite understand what he was talking about there, but
yeah,
I know that for the most part everybody was saying that no, they should have called the safety car on that, whether it be virtual or full on safety car, because 2 cars literally blew a tire.
Yeah, and when Bottas ran over that thing, somebody could have been hit with shrapnel or
exactly.
Yeah. Really, really dangerous. It's a good thing that nobody got hurt.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, he hit it on lap 34, and then Hamilton and Sainz lose tires, and then Hamilton at that point he's just kind of like, man.
Yeah, he wanted.
If I didn't have any bad luck, I'd have no luck at all, right?
He wanted to do the Kimi Räikkönen and just go home. Do not pass go, and
he did.
Don't go to the pits. Just go right home.
So that's a nice segue into that. I was disappointed in that, to hear him even ask the team to retire the car. I don't care how bad his race was. I really did not expect that. He didn't. I know that they talked him out of it, but I gotta say, like as a fan for his entire career in Formula One, that kind of bothered me a little.
It's really out of character, and it's so out of
Yeah.
character that I wonder. I was thinking about it today. I wonder if something else happened. I wonder if something else is going on behind the
Mm,
scenes where he's really getting sort of ostracized for
yeah.
leaving and going to Ferrari. Because you're
Yeah.
right. Here's a guy who's been consistently awesome, not only
Hmm.
as a driver, but as a human being for almost
Hmm.
20 years. And then all of a sudden he's acting sort of childish. That
Yeah.
doesn't really make a
Yeah.
lot of sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was disappointed too. If there's nothing else behind that, then that's disappointing for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was, and to your point, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe he's gotten to the point where between him and the team, it's really ugly right now. And but I still, as a sportsman, that he's been, I would be like, yeah, just let's get it done. But I do like at the end, in his post race interview, where the interviewer was asking him about, do you last couple of races is really tough luck, and do you hope it comes around next race so to end your career with and with a strong finish, whatever. And Hamilton's like, next race, sure, I'd love to have it, but it doesn't really matter. You can't take away what I've done for this team, and the teams, what we've, the combination, the 7 world champions, which makes, that was a great comeback, but it's kind of like, you got to really judge me by the last couple of races on
Yeah,
what, the history of what we've done together at Mercedes. Come on
yeah.
now.
I
Let's not
think
get,
part of his frustration are the stupid questions that those
yeah.
reporters ask.
Some of those questions,
Well, it's just painful
just,
that they have to answer the same
they are.
garbage over and
They
over again.
are. They really are. Yeah. All right. What else we got here? So that second safety car restart with Max and the lights. So he put himself in a kind of an awkward position. The first restart was amazing, a masterclass again. But he waited a little too long, and then that was cool where Norris and Verstappen went down the straight, and he got DRS on him, and that the next corner was a nice little battle. They were fair, right? But Max readily admitted that he waited a little too late. Um,
The
and
FIA did say the lights were broken.
yeah, the
So
lights were messed up, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So he didn't say that in his post interview. He more kind of took the blame for it. But afterwards they were saying that the lights were messed up and nobody knew, right?
yeah,
So he was just kind of playing it safe, right, and going and playing by the rules, right? Which was
that's
a
right.
smart thing,
Because
right?
all the drivers are so terrified to make a mistake
Yeah.
because, there's 5 second, 10 second penalties. It's like, we said in the last podcast, we hope that they fade into the background. I hope that they do next year because
Yeah.
again, you guys are getting too involved with all these penalties, grid
Yeah.
penalties, and 5, 10 second. The only one that I think I agree with is Norris speeding under double yellow, the double yellow flags. Okay.
Yeah.
He
Yeah. Yeah.
he gets a 10 second stop and
Yeah.
go. Okay. But
Yeah.
all the rest of it is just it's all garbage, and it kind of ruins the racing, I think.
Guys, let them race. Let them
Yep.
race. And I think that consistency is really key. That point that was brought up over the weekend, and maybe it's literally taking a deep dive into the overall rule books and figuring out, is there would there be some changes, right?
Yeah, and hire stewards that you pay, that are on staff, that are consistent, and make sure that you've got the right people in place for the entire season. You can't just keep,
Mhm.
like it's like another sport bringing in different umpires or referees. You've just got to have the same people all the way through.
Mhm. Yeah, it was nice to see Leclerc and Piastri going at it as well too. That was a nice little
Hmm.
battle. That was.
Hmm.
I like the way that when you fight fair but you fight hard. That's pretty cool. And around that same time, or lap 40 or so, the Haas was out, Perez out. He lost drive. Yeah, so bad luck on his part again. But he wasn't competitive at all,
No,
anyways. So
nope.
what are you gonna do? So I guess the next question is, let's go back to Hamilton for a second. Do you think that Hamilton will, will he run the last race? I would be really disappointed if he didn't. Right?
Oh, I think he is. Well, we know Ocon isn't doing his.
Yeah, Ocon's gone. Yeah,
Ocon's gone. I'd be really surprised if they took Lewis out for that, or he took himself out.
Or he didn't do it. Yeah, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Run one of the rookies in free practice maybe, but yeah, you got to go with Lewis for the last race for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the overview there. What else did I have?
Did you want to have a quick look at the drivers and constructors standings?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, after that race, so we're the race for second it's tight after that race. Yeah, and the conspiracy theorists will say, well, they gave Lando that stop and go to make it a better race to the end for Leclerc and Norris. But I just think Lando. I think Lando's going to take it. He's only 8 points ahead, but that's going to be interesting to see. I think McLaren's got it wrapped up. 21 points is a lot. You'd have to have both McLarens pretty much out.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
But yeah, so we could see a Lando and McLaren championship in the next race.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the deal there.
I think so too.
What else we got?
This kid, 14-year-old Kenzo Craigie, who is a Mercedes Junior Team member, just took. So there's 2 championships in karting, and he's taken both this year. He's the first person to do it. The FIA OK Junior and the Junior times 30. He's double world champion, and this was his post today. So congratulations to him. And we'll see what happens in 4 or 5 years. But
that's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember.
World. Wow, the first person to do that, record breaking already, right? At 14 years old.
14.
That's amazing. Another Lewis Hamilton coming up. What's going on?
I think so.
Right?
I think so. Yeah. And he was, I don't know if you remember in Austin, but he was in the Mercedes garage with Lewis sitting in his seat. And
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. He was a special guest there. So.
Oh, I did see that when he got to sit in his car. Yeah, that's right. I did. Yeah. I didn't realize who he was actually. Yeah.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So.
Good to see.
So there was speaking of in the pits, there was Novak Djokovic was in the pits this weekend. So nice to see him show up. And
everybody's showing up to Formula One now, Bart. Everybody's showing up to Formula One.
Well, the reason I wanted to show him too. Yeah, the reason I wanted to show him too, Wayne, is because they'll have a collage of, these are the stars that showed up to F1. And I'm like, who are these people? I don't know. No. Star, like what kind of stars? Like D grade, E grade stars? Like what are we talking about here?
Yeah. But there's a lot of A-listers showing up now too because of the popularity of it, especially at races like Vegas and Miami.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
absolutely.
That's been happening. That's been a thing.
Absolutely.
Royalty, ex-presidents and their wives, it's been pretty cool.
Yep, for sure. Oh.
All right.
How did we do? I'm not even going to show the graphic.
Not even. Yeah, it's fun now. This one.
Well, you had George and I had Lewis, and Lewis was up against it all weekend, so I'm not going to show that. This was also a bit of a debacle. Dropped about 3,000 places overall. 300 in Canada.
Yeah.
So I had, Colapinto was minus points. Lewis didn't score anything, so it was a rough week. But we'll see. We'll see next race. See
one left.
Yep, that's it. One more.
Left. It is nice. The triple header is nice, though. I got to say, getting your fill for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoying it. And then I'm thinking too, like in the off season, we should do a podcast and just an episode, at least like once a month or something, right?
I think so. I think we should maybe review the teams and the new drivers and what to expect next year. Yeah, for sure. Love to do that.
All right.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, that is it. Again, an amazing race. Max Verstappen, congratulations to Red Bull and the crew. And he's showing once again just, why he's one of the greatest drivers out there today. And we'll see what happens next year with Red Bull. Where are they going to be? Are they going to be on top again? Are they going to go through the same thing they did this year? 26. When the regulations change, that's going to be interesting as well too. So we've got 1 year, a little interval year here, and then it's a brand new car. So interesting times coming up for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, Wayne Williams and Bart Murphy signing off. F1 Shakedown. Have yourself a good week. We'll see you next week after pre-Abu Dhabi, and have a good one. Don't forget, happiness isn't around the corner. Happiness is